Hello and welcome to part 5 of my Project Gotham Racing 2 Platinum walkthrough. This time it's a new series, as in each part there's a new series, and this part is all about the Pacific Muscle series. It's the typical JDM cars. All of us car fans know the RX-7 here in yellow, my Lancia 9 in the back in red, the Toyota Supra, and even farther back I believe it was the Mitsubishi GTO. Especially all Gran Turismo fans, and Forza fans will know these cars that all of us car fans started to love with the first Gran Turismo back then in 1997. I mean, before 1997 barely anyone knew about these cars. I know the very long-running car show in America, which is called Motor Week, right? Motor Week. They have been reporting on these cars since the 80s already, I believe. But at the latest, since the 90s, I've seen some of their old footage on YouTube. Good car show. Good on you, Americans. And good for you. Like, lucky you, really. Great car show. Anyway, that's basically the cars you will encounter in this series. Other JDM cars I remember being in the series in this game are the Skyline R34, which I am gonna use in later videos. And well, I certainly miss them because that was very nice. Yeah, typical JDMs, around 270 up to 340 horsepower, as all of them are. And we're driving this time in a new location, which is Hong Kong in China, not Shanghai, as I said in one of my earlier parts, in one of my earlier videos. So yeah, Hong Kong, as I already said in my earlier videos, not really one of my favorites in the game. I mean, in real life, certainly an exciting place, an exciting city, but in the game, it doesn't look as good as the other ones, and the flow isn't as good, quite honestly. Anyway, enjoy the replay. Alright, so that was the first race, and the next one is situated in Hong Kong again. And we're driving again the same car, the Mitsubishi Lancer Evolution 8 or 9 this is. This time in yellow, just a little bit of variety. Concerning class-leading cars, oh, there was a Subaru WRX, by the way, as another car of this class. There's no clear winner here, I would say. They are all more of the same, and samey in speed and handling. Like almost all of them are all-wheel drive, except the Toyota Supra and the Mazda RX-7. All of them have roughly 280, 300 HP. The only real outlier, as far as I know, would be the Skyline R34 with roughly 340 brake horsepower. Yeah, so you can more or less easily win every challenge by picking any car. So this is the class, this Pacific Muscle Series class, which is the most balanced, if you want, so fairly and evenly balanced, where there is no clear winner in the class, that's for sure. Although there are maybe one or two cars which are, let's say, noticeably weaker or slower around the track, but where the gulf between them and the rest wouldn't be nearly as big as in the outer classes of the game, where the slowest car of a given class is so much slower compared to the fastest one that it would never ever have a real chance in any of the challenges of its series against the fastest car. So this is one of the advantages of this series, and the cars are awesome. I love the JDMs. Who doesn't know them today? They're legendary, especially, well, most of the time those models which are featured here, the Lancias, the Subaru WRXs, the RX-7s, the Skylines, you know, the Supras. Which car is missing here though from the important JDMs from real life are NSXs. There is not a single Honda NSX, which is a shame because they are my absolute favorite JDM models, especially the 2003 or 2004 it must be Honda NSX Type R. Oh wow, now I remember something. Actually, exactly this car is in this game, but it is in another class because, yeah, it's quite a bit better, not that much faster, but better around the track than the cars of this class. And the Honda NSX-R is later in the game in the Track Specials series, where it is hopelessly underpowered against the likes of a Ferrari 360 Challenge and stuff. Yeah, ridiculous, but well, the sort of cars the developers put in each class isn't very balanced, except for the specific muscle series, honestly. So it's that. Anyway, enjoy the replay. okay, that's it for this race. So the next race is again a street race, again in Hong Kong, and again 4 laps. And I'm using again the Mitsubishi Lancer Evo 7 I just saw. Excuse me, I didn't see it right. So it's neither the 8 nor the 9, it is the 7. And yeah, we're driving again in Hong Kong at night. Not too much changed except again the color of my car. Just for this little bit of variety at least. But later on in the series I'll be picking different cars, and the further we go in the game or in my series, I tend to choose more often different cars, because the later series will feature mostly like, I don't know, 3, 4, 5 cars in each class that are not too far apart from each other, so there are multiple cars with which you can rather easily do a platinum. So that's why I opted to choose different ones, just for a little bit more variety in the videos, and well, during the gameplay obviously too. I remember back then in 2003 when, or 4, but I believe it was 3, maybe even 2002, yeah, 2002 or 2003, the Lancer Evolution 7, which I'm driving here, was introduced, and there was so much hype behind it, you know. And it was also one of the star cars in Gran Turismo 3, which released in 2001, and many later games. So I know in the press, in the auto press, in the car press, it was extremely hyped. It set a new record on Nordschleife for a specific type of car, I guess. I don't know, all-wheel drive, families type of car, like 4-door car, I don't know. I just know it won a lot of awards, and one of the awards was for best handling, which I absolutely can understand, but because I remember it to drive absolutely stellar in all of the games I have driven it, like in any Gran Turismo, Forza, Project Gotham Racing, and all other games I've driven it in. It was always basically perfect. The RX-7 is still kinda looking like the class-leading cars, although it's barely quicker than my Lancer, the WRX, or the Supra, or Skyline R34 for that matter. But yeah, maybe it has a slight edge. It's considered as the best JDM, the fastest JDM by many. Like, obviously, again, just a little bit, just this tad little bit, but yeah, it is considered the quickest by many JDM fans. The Lancer 7 itself, and it's like, it was a new look, a new facelift, a separation from the earlier generations, and this look you see here on the Lancer 7 was consistent until the 9th generation. With the previous generations, it was that the Evo 6 and 5 looked almost the same, and prior to that, honestly, not sure. I believe the 4 was quite similar to the 3rd generation, but there was still like a noticeable departure in design. And again, the 5th and 6th generation basically were the same, and this was the case also for the 7th, up until the 9th generation. Then the Lancer Evo 10 came out in, well, that's some years ago. I don't know, honestly, maybe 2009, 2010 was the first model. I know it's featured in Gran Turismo Sport. Yeah, it's also an absolutely phenomenal car. They're just extremely stable, very easy to drive at the limit. I've uploaded some videos of that on my channel, GT Sport. If you're interested, you can check it out. So next up is the feared, hated, and beloved at the same time Cone Challenge. This time I opted for the Skyline R34 because it's quite a little bit more drifty than the Lancia, and as you already know if you follow the series or know the games, it's very helpful and often necessary and important to drift and slide between each cone pair as to hold the chain combo, as to not to let it break. This time we're driving in a new location, by the way, which is Yokohama in Japan. Here is very important to drift, but not to lose too much speed as you need it for here, as to not to let the combo break, the chain combo break. Anyway, this is a new location, and this particular cone challenge is definitely one of the easiest in the entire game. There will be other Yokohama cone challenges, both in the Kudos Championship we are playing, which is the game mode of the game, and also in the cone challenges of the arcade mode. The Kudos target for this challenge is, by the way, 4,250 points, and now look what happens before I get my clean race bonus, which is shown here weirdly. I didn't have enough, and because only of the clear race bonus I had enough points to beat the target. If you've watched my earlier parts, you've seen that in some replays it isn't shown that you've earned it, and in some replays it is shown, so it's weird. But here it was shown, and you've just seen how important these 250 points for the clean race can be. They're decisive for meeting the target for the platinum in the cone challenges. So the next challenge is a Hotlap, in German called Heiße Runde. And I opted for the Skyline R34 because I don't know, I felt it was the fastest car of its class, although many players of the game said it was either the RX-7 or most gamers said it was actually the Lancia 7 I used in the early videos. That's by the way all of the Hotlap. It's just this one a little late. The shortest race in the entire game, by the way. Not too easy, but certainly not too difficult as well. Let's get right into the next race, which is again in Yokohama, and I'm using again the R34 as my favorite JDM car in this game, except the NSX Type R, which is in another car class, in the Track Specials series. Car class, and as in this challenge, which is a head-to-head challenge, as you can see, we are driving against the Mazda RX-7, possibly the 2002 model, possibly the Type R model. Is there an RX-7 Type R? This is not how it's called, right? Yeah, I think so. It possibly is. It's definitely one of the fastest RX-7s ever built, that's for sure. And the game probably thinks it is a class-leading car, as it lets us race against it in the head-to-head, and normally the game chooses the class-leading car as the head-to-head duel and rival. I still only 2 or 3 tries for this one, so while he isn't perfect in his driving, the opponent, the rival, is pretty darn quick. What a shame, that would have been a beautiful corner. And my clean race bonus is gone. Look at him go, the RX-7, like he's attacking me almost every corner. That was a nice corner here, yeah. Clean line, 7 Kudo points for the clean line. Saubere Linie, sauberer Abschnitt, clean. And on 2 wheels, apparently I've driven on 2 wheels. For that I got Kudo points too. Yeah, again, 25 points for the clean part, like the clean part of the race. And 100 points for the quickest lap of the race. Anyway, enjoy the video, enjoy the replay. Let's get right into the next challenge, which is a street race, 2-lap street race in Yokohama at night. And this time I opted for the Lancia Evolution 7 again, because it's a little more forgiving and stable than probably any other car of this class, except the WRX, which I believe did not use a single time. But I did drive it later in the game. I'm not gonna reveal what type of video I'm gonna upload where it is featured, but it's a little special. I created. Not gonna tell what it is until you see it later in the year. I believe I gotta count. Well, in a few months' time, it will be one of the last videos I'm gonna upload of this game, or possibly the last video. We'll see. This is a very cool configuration in Yokohama, by the way. I like this corner a lot. And this here too, although it is very highly technical. Look at this. Now with these cars, it's easy to go through here because you can basically go through there full throttle. But later, and you will see that in my videos, when you're driving on this configuration with the really quick cars, like the supercars, the hypercars, then this corner is like a death trap, you know? Like the chicane of death in Dragon Trail in GT Sport, or this one very tricky chicane on SSR 11, it should be called, in the Gran Turismo series, which was featured in, well, that was very dirty of me, but not intended, honestly. Anyway, which was featured in GT1, in GT3, and in no other GT as far as I remember, which is a shame. I hope it will come back in GT7. Oh man, I would love this track with the new graphics, ray tracing, you know, the reflections on the skyscrapers and stuff. Oh, that would have been pretty amazing if they would do it. Relatively short race, 2 lap, yeah, almost 1,000 points. Position bonus for coming in as first. Alright, so that was that. Enjoy the replay. next race is again a street race, again in Yokohama, and again 2 laps. And I am using again the Lancia 7, as it is the most stable car of the series. Oh, nice pile up here. Taking advantage of it. Look at this huge ass wheel in the back. How is it called in English? I don't remember. It reminds me a lot of the one on SS special stage 5, right? Special stage 5 in GT3. That was, man, it looked unbelievable, this track back then when the game released. Running at a slicky smooth 60 frames, while this game runs only at 30. And quite honestly, even looking better than this game in general, but this game does technically some things that GT3 does not do and the PlayStation 2 cannot do. Like the Xbox was roughly 3 times stronger, at least its GPU, which was very advanced compared to the PS2's, but the PS2 had a special memory configuration which made its what is it called, video memory bandwidth, yeah, multiple times faster than the most advanced and the most expensive workstations of back then, which is just incredible. And this was the only reason Polyphony Digital, the creators of GT, were able to create this heat haze effect in Gran Turismo 3 and 4, but in Gran Turismo 3 it was the most pronounced, especially on Laguna Seca in the replays, or on one of those Tahiti-like rally stages in GT3, and it just looked so incredible. No other game to this day has made the heat haze effect look so good as GT3 did it on the PS2. Anyway, enjoy the replay. So the next challenge is the speed trap challenge of this series, of the Pacific Muscle series, in Hong Kong. This time I went for the Skyline. I don't know, I just felt like it. What's important here is not to slide too much, you know, doing it controlled. A little slide like here is okay, but if you slide too much, you're losing too much speed. I reached 191 kilometers per hour. I'm not sure anymore how much was needed. Oh, nice. Clip the wall. It was either 191 or 190, but yeah, again, I barely made it, but because this is the nature of these challenges. The next race is a street race in Hong Kong, a 3-lap race, and again I chose the R34 in white, if I'm not mistaken. Why am I switching between the cars? I don't know. Let's see where this leads us to. Okay, now we've seen the entire field. Nice. Yeah, this is me, already in second place. Good on me. Good, Alex, well done. Good cornering there. Good cornering there. And the R34 in the front, the black one, is really quick. That was intended though, I guess. You know, that was too obvious. I can't talk myself out of this one. At some point you're just getting fed up. Oh, this is the same corner from the last challenge, speed trap challenge, just in the other direction. But yeah, sometimes you're just getting fed up with them, with the AI, the rivals. Because at some tracks they are relatively easy, and on others they are just almost world-class fast, and you're just lucky and happy when you catch them and can move them out of the way so you can stay in front, because once you are in front it's rather easy to hold them back, you know. And as you can see, I don't know if I have had even a single clean race in Hong Kong, because there are so many parts on these tracks where the cars get so jumpy, where you're just driving in a straight line and the car just jumps to the side like crazy into the wall, and you are losing your 250 kudos points. Although that was not the fault of the car, I just counter-steered far too much. That was embarrassing. I lost a lot of points in the process, just as here, but we're still already having over 1,000, almost 1,200 points after the first lap, right? Which isn't too bad. And losing it again, dang. Well, yeah, I told you that I don't like these tracks too much in Hong Kong. Look at this. Oh. The damage on the cars, by the way, is purely cosmetical. It's not mechanical, which is good, because if it would be, I would rarely win a race, let's be honest. I like how they've done the damage model, by the way. It's rather impressive. Back then, when I played it briefly in a demo kiosk, I was really impressed by it. It had, for back then at least, one of the better one of the best damaging models. It's not so extensive. You cannot completely smash up the car or anything. It won't burn, explode, or tear apart in two parts. But like if you smash it up really well with over 200, 300 kilometers or over 200 miles into a wall, like you will see it, and the bonnet is moving then, like it's flapping about, you know, or as you can see the side mirrors are kicked in, if you want so. And well, you can definitely see that the car has gotten some damage. I was always a little bit jealous as a GT fanboy and a GT player and only PS2 owner, because I couldn't play these games, especially PGR2, which in my opinion is far better than the first part and is possibly still the best PGR there is, which is also the opinion of many PGR fans. The other PGR that could rival it, the only other one, is the fourth part, which was also so amazing, and I plan to do a platinum walkthrough of PGR 3 and 4 later down the line in 21. Like I have planned it very well. I've planned it, you know. I want to do it, and there's little chance I'm not gonna do it. This is what I want to say. So yeah, there's that. Man, my driving is just... Look at this. Look at this. I just don't like these tracks. And by the way, the worst con challenge is in Hong Kong, which will be in another car class. This will be something very special, believe me. Anyway, enjoy the replay. Right, that's the end of this series. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, if you liked it, consider leaving a like, a comment, maybe a sub, maybe sharing it. And, well, yeah, I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you in the next one.